Hello and welcome to Healing Womanhood. I'm Saffron and this is just a brief description of what Healing Womanhood is. So because we live in a world that is not very equal still, it might be better than it was, but that we've still got a long way to go, we can find ourselves in a number of stressful situations, and one of the consequences of that can be dissociating from our body. I was dissociated from my body for a long time, and if you don't know what that means, it sort of means that you're not living in your body, so you're living in your head. So if you struggle with feeling where something is in your body, so maybe you're working on a certain fear, or you're working on some part of your healing, and your therapist says to you, why do you feel that in your body? And you're just like, I don't know. Then it's possible that you're dissociated from your body. If you feel like your body is the enemy, then there's a degree of dissociation going on there. There's all kinds of ways that dissociation can show up in our lives, but in general it's a feeling of not being safe. And I think sometimes we can become so used to that feeling of not being safe that we don't even recognise it anymore. That's just the way it is. How would it be any different? And it's only when you start to feel safe again and start to get back into your body again that you realise that you weren't feeling safe before. That's how it was for me, for definite. And yeah, that feeling of safety can become very unfamiliar. And what we hope to do through the Facebook group and the YouTube channel and one-to-one sessions, which you can access via the website if you are interested, is just to re-establish that connection with your body, get back into your body, because your body is a very powerful place and you can achieve so much from having that connection, and it's like coming back into being one person rather than your body and your head being separate. It's like all of you starts working on the same side, and all of a sudden you're all, the whole of you're not pulling in all different directions, you're all going in the same direction. And I mean, you can imagine how much you can achieve doing that, whether it's in your work life or your family life or just within your own sense of peace and well-being. So that's what we're here to cultivate. We're here to cultivate that sense of peace. And it's not always easy, and sometimes we need to process some difficult things, and we do that through processing it in our bodies. EFT is a really good way of processing things in your body, as is hypnotherapy. So we use both of those tools here, and other tools besides, and it's what would help you connect with your body. Where are you not connecting with your body? What would help you feel ownership of your body, like this is my body, rather than this is a scary thing. I spent a lot of years of my life wishing that I didn't have a body, and I would read books like The Celestine Prophecy where people sort of become pure spirit at the end, and think, yeah, that's what I want. I just would like to become pure spirit and not have a body. And what I didn't realise at the time for all those years was that is a fear response, that's a trauma response, because my body was not a safe place to be, and my body was experiencing all kinds of traumatic things at that time, and I didn't make that connection. But through years of work and study and therapy, and coming at it from all angles, like emotionally, intellectually, and from a physical perspective as well, it's kind of brought me back into oneness. And I don't think that there's any end point. I wouldn't be like, and now I'm healed, because I don't think that's how it works. I think once in a while something's going to come up and you'll have to deal with it, or you'll find yourself in a different situation and it'll trigger all of these things back off again. But what we can do is reach a place where we're in harmony with ourselves, and where dealing with these things becomes much easier, and processing these triggers can happen more quickly as well, easily and quickly. Sometimes it's not easy, but it depends kind of how deep the trigger is. but life can be much, much nicer, and that is the reason that we're here. We're here to live happier, nicer lives, and yeah, not to avoid the darkness that we may need to process. So this is a space where you can share your experiences and get some support, hopefully, particularly in the Facebook group. And then, yeah, on the YouTube channel, comments are welcome, of course, but that's a more public space. But yeah, use the space however feels good for you, and I hope that it brings you some peace and some safety and a sense of being held. And I'll see you soon in another video.